Have you ever grown any plant or a tree, maybe in your backyard or in your summer house, or as they say in Russian, your dacha? Well, if you have grown a plant, you would know that while it looks like we are growing the plant, but in fact, what we really do is simply setting the right conditions for it to grow. For example, you put the plant in the right soil, the correct kind of soil which is needed for that plant. You put it in such a place that it gets the right amount of sunlight, not more, not less. Different plants require different sunlight. Then you give it water time at time, which is enough for that plant, not more, not less. Then you give it nutritions. So all of these things, all of this taking care is what you are doing with that. You are creating the right conditions so that nature can grow it itself. The growing is taken care by nature. You don't have to pull the plant, that will be done by nature. All you have to do is set the right conditions. And that, my friends, is exactly true about creating ecology of a happy life. All we have to do is create the right conditions for that, and nature will take care of the rest. And I'm glad that that is what exactly we have been doing for the past several days. Everything that we have explored is in some way trying to set the right conditions so that ecology of a happy life can be created. And if ecology of a happy life is to be created, then one of the biggest challenges that we will come across on a daily basis, every day we will come across this challenge, and that is dealing with difficult people. And by difficult people, I mean people who, in their unconsciousness, in their own unconscious emotional reactions, will try to pull us together with them in their unconsciousness and make us also unconscious. They would want us to react. They would want us to suffer. So one of the biggest tasks that we have on our journey is to do something about, to find the right ways to deal with difficult people. Well, friends, that is today's topic. In fact, 2 days we are going to dedicate to this topic. Today and tomorrow we will be exploring what is this dealing with difficult people and what we can do about that, and if there are some techniques or strategies, I would like to share them with you. We all use smartphones, right? Each one of us, I believe we all have now smartphones. So in our smartphones we have these different applications, we call them apps, like whether you are using Android or Apple or Windows, it doesn't matter. We all have different apps, and every app has its own function. For example, when you want to make a call to someone, when you want to talk to them, you would probably use the phone application when you want to use the phone. This green button. Then when you want to write a message, you would click the message icon so that you can write them SMS. So likewise, Facebook and Google and all these different applications, and they have icons. So what are these applications? What happens? Technically, when you press a particular icon, in technical terms, it kind of runs a program script. A program script is a set of instructions which has a specific function. It does something specific for us. So, for example, the message, when you click it, the message program script runs the program by which we can write a message and we can receive a message. So the scripts, the technical meaning of script is a pre-designed set of instructions which is aimed to generate a pre-designed response. I know it sounds very, very technical, but very soon you will understand what I'm trying to say. Well, friends, whether we know or not, whether we are aware of it or not, we also, every single time when we are communicating with other people, we also use what can be called as our own scripts. So the scripts are pre-designed way of communication, and they have a function. The function of every script is to generate a pre-designed response from another person. Let's take an example. Let's say you're walking on the street and far away you see some person whom you know. Maybe this is not a very close person, but just you know this person. So what would you do? You would raise your hand, hey. You would say hey to them, and in response they will also do hey. So your hey was designed to get a hey from them. I mean, our script here, when I smile and wave at someone, I am also expecting a response from them. Now, it is not always the same response, but I am expecting some response from them. So, what is script? A script is something, a set of instruction, a set of behavior, a set of communication instructions which gets us a specific response. Another example, let's say you are walking on the street and you come across another person, and again, this is not some very close person, but someone you know, an acquaintance, maybe someone who lives in the same building or someone who works in the same office, but you are not very close to this person. So when you meet this person, this is how so many conversations go. I am sure you have had this thing. You meet them, you say, hi, how are you? And they will say, hello, well, I'm fine, how about you? And then you say, well, I'm also great, thanks. Okay, bye. Now, you see, when you meet them, you say, hi, how are you? Tell me honestly, put your hand on your heart and tell me honestly, when you meet an acquaintance on the street, do you really wish to know how are you? How do you feel? Just imagine, if you meet this acquaintance on the street and you ask them, hi, how are you? And instead of saying, hello, I'm great or I'm fine, if instead of that, if they would say, oh, hi, good to see you. You know, you ask how I am. Well, I'm very anxious because my son just got admission in England University and he is going to go there. I don't know how he will live there. He even doesn't know how to make a sandwich. I'm very anxious. And you know what? I'm also very much worried about my brother. He has got some big problem with his health, and now we have to go to hospital, and we are waiting for the test results. But the one thing is very good. I feel very good about one thing. My daughter is finally going to get married next year. Do you really expect this kind of response when you ask an acquaintance, hi, how are you? No, you don't expect. Hi, how are you is a very well designed and a very well accepted script, a social script, where what it means is, hey, the real meaning of hi, how are you is, oh, hello acquaintance, hello Mr. or Miss, I know you, and you see, we met on street, our eyes met each other, so now I cannot act as if I have not seen you, so I need to acknowledge your existence, that I saw you. So here, hey, hi, how are you is a way of I acknowledge you. And when they say in return, hello, I am great, they are also responding, but what they mean is not that I am great. Who is great all the time? What they are saying is, yes, I acknowledge that you acknowledge me, and I want you also to acknowledge me. So this is a very simple social script. When we use a particular set of words or sentences, we already know what is going to come from them, or we already expect a particular response, isn't it? Like, I'll give you a real example that happened in our own group. Do you remember? Probably, I don't remember exactly the date, but after maybe 6-7 days or 8 days of our online intensive, I posted a message in our group. My message was, hello, something like this, hello friends, I love to communicate in metaphors, and I would like to, know which among these metaphors resonates most with you, with your own life experiences. Please pay attention. My message which I posted was, which among the metaphors that I used resonates most with your life experiences or resonates with your inner truth. Now, did you notice? I didn't ask you, hello friends, I love using metaphors. Did you like my metaphors or not? If I would have asked, do you like my metaphors or not? You had only two options, yes and no. And we will come back to that later, yes and no situation. But you see, I wanted a different kind of response. I didn't want to know if you like my metaphor or not. Because when I ask if you like it or not, your mind will search for yes or no. But instead, I posted, friends, which among the metaphors that I used resonates most with you? So what it means is that now your mind is not searching for whether you like it or not, but your mind is searching for the one which is closest in your own experience. And that's what we got. Nobody mentioned that, I didn't like metaphors or I like metaphors. This is not what people were commenting. The comments were about which metaphors resonated with them. This is a beautiful example of script, which I'm not saying I used this consciously to plan that day to put this, and today after 20 days to bring it again. No, I didn't plan it like that. But this is a simple, clear example of what scripts are. Scripts are our way of getting a specific response from other people. Let's take some examples of some very, very common scripts I think you all will recognize in your own lives. For example, when a woman asks, how do I look? This is one of the most common scripts. Probably every day it is being used everywhere in the world. How do I look? Now, this how do I look is not an honest question. It is posed as a question that how do I look? If you take it literally, that means someone must answer exactly how do you look. But that's not what it is designed to do. How do I look? When a woman asks her husband, most often the answer or the response she will get from the husband is, wow, you look beautiful, you look great, you look amazing, or whatever are the variations of that. So how do I look is designed to get acknowledgement of that I am here, please look at me, am I beautiful or not, and please say yes, I am beautiful. That's what it is, isn't it? Now imagine if instead of saying you are amazing or you are beautiful, if you ask the husband how do I look, and he says, well, not as good as you looked last week in the party. If that is the response you would get, it will lead to some other territory of emotional drama. So what I'm trying to say is that we all use scripts on everyday basis everywhere in the world. Take another example for, let's say, and this is also a very common script I come across because I travel a lot and I be with lots of different people, and I am often invited to eat their food. So here is how it goes. When a woman cooks food for you, there is a script from their side. Sometimes it's with words, sometimes it's without word. But let's say with words, it will be like, I hope it was okay for you, table for you. Or, I hope you had enough, I hope you are satisfied with it, okay? So when she asks this thing, obviously, what is the response? What is the response she is trying to get from me? No, perfect. It was wonderful. It was delicious. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Sometimes they even don't ask a question. They serve you the food. They wait for you to eat. And while you are eating, they stand near you and they look at you like this. like how is it, they are not asking, but and so at that moment you have to say this thing, oh my god, this is delicious, I love it, nobody can make this thing as good as you, or whatever the response that you give to, you have in your own script for them. Sometimes when we really do not like food, then what do? We don't play around with the script, but we kind of improvise with the script. For example, if someone someone treats you with their cooked food and they ask you, how is it? And if you didn't like, what you will say, instead of saying, no, I didn't like, or wow, it was amazing, people improvise like this. Oh, I had so much, I'm so full, you gave me lots of it, like I have no space even for breathing in my belly, Now you see, the woman asks, how is it? He's not talking about how it is, he's talking about how full he is. It implies that politely he's saying, like he tries to imply that it was good, but this is not what he's saying. So this is interplay of scripts. Anyway, that is not our topic for today. What I want to say is that why do we use scripts? There must be some reason why we use scripts. And see, the simple reason is because we are probably shy, or we have fear, or we feel embarrassed to be very, very direct. For example, when a woman asks, how do I look? The standard, famous, world's most used script. How do I look? The honest question would be, or the honest request would be, I think I have dressed very nicely, and in this dress I look beautiful. Please pay attention to me and please praise my beauty. When a woman cooks for you and she asks you, how was it? Did you like it? Was it tasty? She's not asking you to comment on the taste. What she really means is that, please, I have cooked for you. Please praise my cooking. But you see, because we don't want the world to know that I want praise from you, I want attention from you, because it makes us feel vulnerable. This is the thing, this is the key. The reason for scripts is that the reason we use scripts is that they hide our vulnerability. Because when you ask someone that, I want you to find me beautiful, I want you to look, to pay attention to me, it looks like I'm asking something. Or when I say, please praise my cooking, please appreciate that I cook for you, then also it looks like I'm greedy or I'm vulnerable. So scripts are used to cover that up, to protect us from this, because it exposes us. Being very, very honest will expose us. But anyways, these are all very harmless scripts. These are social and harmless scripts, and there is nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying having scripts is bad. In fact, as long as we continue communication in this world, there will always be scripts, and in most cases it is also fine. But do you see the point? What are the scripts? Scripts are like, it's like being on the stage of a theater. Like you as as an actor, you say something, and in response, the other person says something which is already written in the script. That's what actors do. That's why it's called a script. So in this case, we say our lines, and based on our lines, we already have in our mind what we want them to speak. So they will tell us. You can see these social scripts around all the time. Every time you are you are with people, like I see adults, they are talking to children. For example, they will say, baby, or like a boy or a girl, do you love me? Okay, so do they expect an honest answer from the child? Yes, mama, I love you, or no, mama, I don't. No. What they want is that when they say that, the baby would say, yes, mama, so much. So all these are scripts, and that is totally fine. These are all harmless. We will use them. The problem, though, is that Apart from this harmless social scripts, there is a very dangerous territory of negative scripts. And just as people pull us in their own script with these harmless scripts, they would want to pull us with their negative scripts and play a part in their negative scripts. And that is where is the big problem. Who are the difficult people, we say? I talked about in the beginning that now this couple of days we are going to explore about how to deal with difficult people. So who are difficult people? Difficult people are master directors and writers of negative scripts. These are the people whose scripts are designed, maybe consciously or unconsciously, they are designed to trigger a specific emotional response in you and to pull you in their own emotional drama. And see, a simple negative script, it's very noticeable when we are driving. For example, when you are driving a car, especially in cities like where there is more traffic, have you noticed, like, when you are going, when someone does something wrong, or someone commits a mistake while driving, an angry guy, he will show his hand or a specific finger on the hand, or he'll press the horn, make the sound of the horn. And when he does that, what he wants is, either he wants you to look at you. So some other people will play that script and they will stop and they will look at him like, okay, and then there is some drama. Or some other people, they will also show back the specific finger on the arm, on the palm, back to this guy, or speak some negative word to each other, some cuss words. But this is a simple negative scripts, but this is not, okay, still this is not very harmful. The real harmless scripts are used with the closest people. We use them to, to pull them in our negativity. So I remember one of you asked this question somewhere, that what to do if our partner or some close person has a lot of negativity and because of that it influences us. So this is the situation I am talking about, where other people have intense negative scripts. They pull us, they make us react, and in that reaction it's like they are angry and they trigger anger in us, and they will not stop until we also become angry. And then there is a big exchange, and then both parties cooling down. So when you become part of someone else's script, they have been successful. They have been successful to make you react and suffer. Well, obviously there are many things that we can do about the negative scripts of people, but it is a topic in itself, and I would like to cover it as a special topic tomorrow. What we can do to deal with negative scripts of other people, or unconscious reactions of other people which also pull us into reaction. So this is the topic for tomorrow. But for today, my friends, what I want you to do is, it's going to be very fun, trust me. Throughout the day, from now when you listen this until at least next 24 hours, whenever you communicate with someone, all you have to do is just identify the scripts you are using and they are using. For example, when you meet someone on the street, notice what they are saying, and identify the script, and at the same time identify what they really want from that script from you, right? It is going to be fun. Like, you will find scripts with your family members, with your friends, with your colleagues, and you will see how you yourself use different scripts with different people. Just notice the scripts. Only noticing the scripts in itself is such a powerful act, because once you notice the script is there, once you know that you are using scripts and so are other people using scripts, it is the first time that you get the freedom to choose, do you want to be part of someone else's script or not, right? So this is your task for the next 24 hours, my friends, and I will be back tomorrow with a new video about how to deal with these difficult people and their scripts. I'll be waiting for your your own recognition of scripts. What kind of scripts you recognize in your own life? Is that right? Shall I wait for it? You see, this is my own scripts. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.